Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at verifiedinvesting.com. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the charts. The S&P 500 was down a little bit. Now we're getting this nice bid to the upside, and same with the Qs. US oil is kind of stabilizing and do have a couple of shortable levels on this. And there are some stocks that are dropping today. So I do have some key support levels for you on those charts. First one we're going to go over is the S&P 500. Here is this upswing trend line that we've been monitoring. This is the down move that we had in the spiders yesterday before this nice surge. And now we're actually we filled the gap already. So for me, I would actually have to wait for about a $741 pierce, right around about $742 is where I would short the S&P 500. This upcoming trend line is still support because we didn't close below this upswing trend line. So if price action, once it gets back above, you could see another surge higher on the S&P 500. The QQQ, here's another chart that we've been monitoring. Upswing trend line, pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit. What I'm monitoring here is this gap in the charts that was created on the May 1st, or excuse me, 11th of May. If price action can get to 713.29, this is going to be a great shortable level, knowing I've got additional resistance just a little bit higher, sitting around 716 bucks. This is a trade is only for a day trade. What we're monitoring on this is this upsloping trend line right here. Once price action gets below that, if it can do that, then we'd look for a potential move to the downside. Right now, this is holding the support on the Qs, which is why the price action is continuing to head higher. USO chart, like I mentioned, it's just kind of stabilizing. We are slightly higher today, but not dramatically. So what I'm looking at is if we can get a surge to the upside, 147.61 is where I'm looking to short the chart of US oil, knowing I've got this prior gap in the charts sitting at $151.26 as additional resistance on the chart of USO. Intel had this nice sell-off today. This is on the weekly time frame. Let's go ahead and switch to the daily time frame. Like I mentioned, we had this nice sell-off, got down to 116.65, and now we're starting to push up. We're still slightly negative on the day. If we can get another push to the upside and clear this red bar candle high at 124.22, my shortable level today is 129.44. On the downside, if we can get a drop into this gap or previous gap in the charts at $113.01, that would be where I would go long on Intel, knowing I've got this 109.62 as additional support. Now let's go ahead and switch back on the weekly time frame. I'll show you where this trend line is coming from. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit. Price consolidated right on this upsloping trend line before this nice push to the downside. And then all of a sudden, as you can see, we kissed it before a sell-off. Didn't get really close there, didn't really get close there. But look at this. It kissed it again and then again. So for me, I'm eyeing this upsloping trend line. This is on the weekly time frame. For me, this is showing that this is potentially the max upside before about a 25 to 30% correction. What would negate that would be if price action recaptures it or captures the upsloping trend line to the upside and then confirms above. Then all of a sudden it opens the door to 150 or even as high as $200 on Intel. Right now, though, this upsloping trend line is the line in the sand for anybody who's deciding to short this. Now we'll go back to the daily time frame. Again, today, 129.44 is that shortable level. Like we're monitoring on the Qs and the S&P 500. Here's an upsloping trend line. This is keeping the stock price of Intel very, very buoyant. Pivot low here, secondary hit. This is where I'm drawing my trend line. What I would like to see is sideways consolidation right on this upsloping trend line right here. Get to this secondary upsloping trend line. Once this decides to break on a swing trade, then all of a sudden we can see a much, much bigger sell on the Intel chart. If we do get a sell before this upsloping trend line is broken, that is going to be your swing long level based on the third hit methodology. So here's the pivot low here, secondary hit. And if it hits right in this area, this is where you're swing trading long Intel at 109.62 and monitoring this upsloping trend line. Again, if it does break this to the downside with confirmation, then that'll signal to all the buyers to step out of the way and allow the bears to really take control and put this thing all the way down. My first level of support is going to be $68.90. Eventually, Intel, I see coming down to $54.07. That is a prior pivot high that hasn't been hit again for a long time. So that is where my support level would be. So again, depending on how you want to play this upsloping trend line is what we're all monitoring. STX, nice upsloping trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit. We did finally close below it. However, we didn't confirm. And then all of a sudden, off to the races you went on STX as soon as you recaptured it. This is what I was mentioning on the chart of Intel. If we recapture this upsloping trend line, then all of a sudden it opens the door for a further move to the upside. We are slightly negative on the day. I mean, slightly positive on the day on STX. Even though it's a red bar candle, this is still up from the closing price at $809.52. Your next level of resistance is going to be this gap in the charts at 834.23. So those of you who are a little bit more aggressive, that is your entry price for a short on the chart of STX, knowing that if it does close above 841.84, you could look to dollar cost average there. But if it does close above that on a 15-minute closing basis, I would stop out of the trade. Similar to all the other charts that I mentioned thus far, we're looking at this upsloping trend line. Once we can get a break of this this upsloping trend line to the downside with confirmation, the run in STX will be over, and then we'll see a pullback all the way to 726.93. We'll get a little bit of a bounce off of that level, and then $697 is going to be your next level of support. Ultimately, I think it's going to come to this upsloping trend line right here. As you can see, let's zoom out in the charts for you. Pivot top here, secondary hit, a lot of price consolidation. It's already broken out. It retraced without confirmation. So for me, this tells me that price action needs to come back in and retest this after a breakout with confirmation. That is where price action is likely to head back to. And depending on when it hits the charts, if you can get it at this gap fill and this upsloping trend line, that's your swing long level at $579.12. That would be the ideal situation for a long on STX. SanDisk, let's restore this connection. SanDisk was moving higher. It actually broke above 1547.56 in the pre-market. Now we're getting a little bit of a sell-off. Not a huge sell-off on SanDisk. My shortable level today is $1,547.56. If we do continue the sell-off, you are going to have some support at 1369. For me, I would be eyeing this gap right here at 1339 for a long trade today on SanDisk, knowing that it could head all the way down to 1255, but you should get a nice bounce off of this 1339 level. All right, let's go ahead and go into some longs. Here's an upsloping trend line. This goes back to the lows of April 2025. Here's that secondary hit from the lows of February 2026. Right now, we did bust through this gap in the charts, but here was your secondary level of support. CAG in this area is good for a long play, for a swing trade. Doesn't guarantee it's going to get a bid to the upside, but just like we're monitoring third hits, this is the third hit of this upsloping trend line. So CAG not only sold off on the daily time frame, but it's hit a major upsloping trend line, filled that gap, and so this favors a move up. Your next level of resistance, if you're looking to swing trade it, is around 324.36 or around 325. If it does break below this upsloping trend line on a daily closing basis, then you would just look to stop out and then look for this low pivot sitting right here at 243. On a day trade, because it's already hit this level, I'm not interested in a day trade. It would have to actually get below that and get below $261. If it does that, then I would look to play CEG for a day trade today. Palantir was looking good. I had monitored this for several days. 128.06 is still a level that I'm eyeing PLTR for a day trade. Knowing that if you're aggressive, you could start there. and possibly dollar cost average down, maybe 1%, and then add a 1% at 125.05. For me, on a swing trade basis, 125.05 is that level that I'm looking to enter a Palantir for a long play, knowing I could always stop out if it closes below this low pivot on a daily closing basis. 122.68 would be that exit price for me, and then I would look for additional support. APP, long-term upsloping trend line, pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, price consolidation. If you're aggressive, here is your buy level sitting about $438.50 today. If it does start closing below, which it's done before recapturing it, if it does close below again, this signifies that the buying pressure is actually waning and the selling pressure is going to start picking up. So again, if it does close below that on a daily closing basis, you could look to re-enter it at this low pivot at 359.76. And that for me would also be the stop out level. If it does close below 359, that is where I would stop out and look for additional support on this. But ultimately, this is looking good for a swing trade. If you're aggressive, this upsloping trend line is that support for APP. Celsius is coming down into a lot of support. $28.20. I was hoping it was going to drop a little bit more. You got this major pivot in the charts, as well as all of this price consolidation. So this is my swing trade level, 28.20. If it does start closing below that, I would actually look to dollar cost average down to 25.05. As you can see, you had a little bit of a kiss of this level, but all of this price consolidation, 25.05 is that next level of support. If it starts closing below that, price action in Celsius is going to drop all the way down to $21.20, or at least that's what the charts are saying. So for me, 28.20 is that first starting position on the chart of Celsius. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. These day trades are good until about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And we always have to check what price action does. If price is consolidating right underneath that support level, consolidating right underneath that resistance level, then I would remove that off the table and look for an additional resistance level. On the other side, if price consolidates right on top of support, I would actually look to move my order down a little bit and look for that next level of support, because that usually puts in a nice bear flag on the downside and probabilities favor a continued move lower. So if you guys are getting something out of this, please make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, and sharing with those friends. And we do have another YouTube channel, a couple of them that have been added, Verified Investing Extras and Verified Investing Pro Charts. You guys want to check those out for additional market information. And we'll see you guys next time. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.